everybody, and welcome back. And as always, thank you for tuning in and spending a little time with us. This Thursday's been a bit gray at times, not as nice as what we had hoped for, but I've got 2 beautiful days in your forecast. Sunday, I'm just going to call on the fence right now. Kind of hard to tell which way it's going to go. Not as much sunshine right now as I had in the forecast 24 hours ago. Maybe it'll come back around by this time tomorrow. I'll tell you what's in store thereafter, though, when we get to the weather forecast towards the latter part of the show. Tonight's focal point for our top story will be school meals, breakfast, and lunch served in the Montgomery County school system, which have been and are still a hot topic among students and parents. And this is not just a local report. It's the same scenario across the nation for all schools involved in the same program, which most are. And it's kind of got a lot of folks up in arms. Rightfully so or not, I'll let you decide. I set out today to find out more, and I did, and we'll share that with you in just a few moments, as well as headlines, announcements on our calendar, and much more. First, before I go any further, I gotta say, humbling is about as good of a word I can come up with at this point in time. But for all the texts and all the phone calls and certainly all the posts on Facebook, and I sat last night and read each and every one of them. Some of them I guess maybe I read more than once, but just a simple birthday wish can certainly go to put a person in a pretty good spirit, and I wish to thank you all. Some, when my mother posted, had me in tears. The others had me in smiles, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate the time that so many of you took to bestow a happy birthday wish my direction. Thank you indeed from the very bottom of my heart. May for an even nicer day. We'll talk about the nice days ahead and your weather, as I said a few moments ago, in our top story in a second. But I got a couple of events that I have received some notice on. They'll be going on over to our community calendar, but they are certainly story-worthy to begin with this evening. And one is here locally, and as far as I know, and I follow these a little bit, I know that Lacey's dance team is a part of one, and a lot of other organizations have organized such fundraisers, but this is the first that I know of here in Montgomery County. But I can tell you that the New Generation Church is sponsoring the run. It is a Shoes for Haiti 5K. It's a glow walk or run. I'll elaborate because they had to me. This is a great opportunity, they say, to make a difference in a child's life. You can run the 5K, you can walk the 5K, you can just donate to the 5K. So that pretty much gets all of us in there one way or the other. All proceeds are going to be used by New Generation to buy shoes for children in Haiti. The run's going to be Friday, September the 26th. Now that's one date you need to know. It's going to be 9:30 in the evening with glow sticks and other apparatus, I'm assuming, in the Ramey Park here in Sagersville. The participants who register, though, by August the 29th will get a free T-shirt. On-site registration is welcome as well. You can register the evening thereof. But just make sure you come decorated in glow sticks one way or the other, and they're going to award some prizes for the top runner in each category. So you can register on the evening of the walk, which once again is September the 26th. If you pre-register by the 29th through the New Generation Church, you get a free T-shirt. Race entry is race entry fee is $25 to the 29th. If you pre-register, if you register the day of, it's $30. Kids 7 to 13 years of age, just $15, and kids 6 and under can register for free. They've got an entry form for you that you can pick up at New Generation or ask any member, and they hope you'll support their cause. Shoes for Haiti, a 5K glow run or walk, and remember, you can donate if you can't do either or the other. And this from some folks over in Johnson County. They are putting together an event honoring our military, a celebration to all members of the military community. It's going to be Saturday, September the 20th from 1 to 4:30. Registration, the day of the event, begins at noon. It's going to be at the Big Sandy Community Technical College Mayo campus in Paintsville. This is in recognition of the dedication and sacrifice of those who have served, are serving, and have served. Their families are also humbly invited as well to join them for an afternoon of appreciation, entertainment, and good food, featuring the 202nd Army Band of Kentucky. Now, this is in Johnson County, but they have extended this invitation to all of the surrounding areas as well, hoping that all military members, current or past, will join them. If you have any questions, you can call 297-7477. Now, I'll have that number and some other contact information on the calendar as I start to announce it later. It's set one more time, Saturday, September the 20th, if you want to mark that down on your calendar. I've also got an agenda for the day as well. We'll go over that a little closer. Saturday, September the 20th, for all of our honored military personnel to be honored. It's a hot topic. I'll tell you what I learned about the school meals in McGoffin County, and pretty much how it's a similar situation all over the nation, and how it's one that's become a hot topic as of late. Kids coming home with some complaints to parents. Parents, of course, listening to those and becoming concerned. And today it resulted in myself sitting down with the Director of Food Services here in McGoffin County. And I'll tell you what he had to say about the matter and how it's all come to this particular point. I'll have that report in just a few moments. Stay tuned.
Everybody wants a DQ ice cream cake for their birthday, but what about when it's not your birthday or someone's that you know? Problem solved. Get that same creamy chocolate and vanilla soft serve fudge and those awesome chocolate crunchies in our new cupcakes made just for one or maybe two. And if you only like the cookie a little, you're still going to absolutely love the Chips Ahoy Blizzard of the Month, all where you get the $5 lunch and breakfast till 11 in the a.m. Monday through Thursday and till noon Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and everything else on the menu from open till close. Your Sagersville DQ.
If you have been in a serious wreck, do you really think that you are in good hands of the insurance companies when you have lost wages, medical bills, and pain and suffering from your head to your toes? The answer is no. If you want to truly be in good hands, give me a call. I'm attorney Donald Wayne McFarland. Let me put my 20 years of experience in working to protect the rights of injured people to work for you. 349-9000.
Livers or gizzards, gizzards or livers. Or you can have both, and you can have them any day of the week, or you can have them for under $5 when they're Friday special at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. On Fridays, get a liver or gizzard or liver and gizzard dinner for only $4.59, $3.99 after 4 o'clock. Only at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Join everyone at Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center this August in wishing the happiest of birthdays to the people we care for the most, your family and ours. To our residents and staff, happy, happy birthday.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Get ready, baby, or get baby ready with a simply adorable selection at the seasonal shop with bibs and blankets and bags, onesies and jammies, the cutest of outfits and matching accessories for thing 1, thing 2, or thing 3. Hooded bath towels by Zucchini, bubble bath paints, blocks, bears, puzzles, picture frames, and shelves and shelves and shelves more. Find an absolutely perfect gift for the most precious of gifts at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
With a low-rate mortgage from Citizens National Bank, you can downsize your mortgage payment, not your home. New home or refi, Citizens gives you the personal service you deserve. And no gotcha fine print. Just low rates. Stop by your nearest branch to apply today. Citizens National Bank. We take banking personally. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Wheel alignments, oil changes, brakes, suspension work, and tires. Thousands of tires by all the major manufacturers, all in stock and at incomparable prices. All backed with 33 years of service and experience, the area's largest tire selection, and 6 months no interest at Conley's in Paintsville.
Well, like a lot of you out there, I'm a parent. Got a couple of kids in the school system. Lacey is a sophomore. That's so hard to even contemplate and understand. Andrew is a 6th grader down at North McGoffin Elementary, and I've heard the complaints around my dinner table in the evenings when we get home, as have many other parents out there, to the point that it's become a very hot issue. And not just here in the McGoffin County school system. This is nationwide to some degree. I've also seen a lot of pictures posted online by either students or by parents. Parents who listen to their children coming home, some of them saying that they're still hungry because they didn't get enough to eat at school, and then that angering parents. Some students posting pictures of their lunch. I saw a couple of plates just today where students had only a couple of items, maybe 2 that they chose out of the 5 that were available because they didn't want the others, and just a few smaller portion meals. And I've got a pretty good understanding to this point what a lot of parents are feeling out there and questions that they may have. My kids actually have been taking lunch last year with the big menu change in the school system when the 100% free lunch and breakfast program came to be, the big menu change, and they started taking their lunches sometimes and are taking them this year. So, to find out and have a better understanding as to exactly what this big change is and if all of these complaints are warranted and what we should understand as parents, I placed a call to the school system and was forwarded to Director of Food Services Andrew Oliver, who I met earlier today. He asked that I'd meet him down at North McGoffin Elementary, where he met me with several trays prepared as they were prepared each and every day this week. He had 2 meals for each day, Monday through Thursday, as were served in the elementary school for me to look at. We got to talk about the guidelines that they have to meet and how hard they are struggling to meet those and still get meals to students that appeal to them.
Well, I set out today to try to learn more about the entire situation, and I learned a lot. One thing, I wouldn't want Andrew Oliver's job, who's the Director of Food Services in McGoffin County. Oliver says he's been working since the start of the year and even last year in the same manner on trying to find more choices, he says, more vendors for more options that fall under nutritional guidelines that the school system must meet at the same time finding food that's appealing to students.
Well, the biggest complaint and concern to most parents is that they're worried about their kids being fed or not, worried about them starving. And that's the biggest thing that people are voicing to me, is that my kid is coming home starved to death. And, we just want everybody to be informed that there's a 5-component meal that's being offered to every student and that they can take all 5 of those components. And we want the parents and the public to be able to see what it is that we're offering. And there are new guidelines in place, but within that, we're trying to work and give students the best meal that we can give them. Just be patient with us as we try new products to try to fit in the menu, things that students like. We may get a product that students aren't taking good. We'll try to replace that, work something else into the menu. But ultimately, what we want to do is feed the kids as well.
So let's take a look at meals Monday through Thursday. Oliver says he knew this one was going to get a complaint as soon as he saw it, and rightfully so, and it's something that he's already working on. It actually refers to the small sausage and biscuit at the bottom right of your screen, and he realized upon seeing that that was a small portion, and that was something that was going to have to be fixed. Trying to put 2 of those or replace it with another item is something that he is working on. They did have the option, he said, of picking up a couple of the cereal bowls, which you see here to the left of your screen, which is an option for this breakfast. This was Monday's lunch. For a reminder, we're talking about grades K through 8. Now, high school students would get 50 to 100% more of many of the portions on their plate, but this is considered to be a portion, caloric-wise and otherwise, for children in grades K through 8. Fried chicken sandwich, the sweet potato fries, lettuce and tomato to go on the sandwich. An apple, he said, which some of them were so small they were able to squeeze in a half of another apple and still stay under the guidelines and the ceiling, as well as the serving of milk. Tuesday's breakfast, a couple of pieces of French toast, looks like a cup of apple juice, a couple of oranges, and a serving of milk, and a couple of individual packets of maple syrup. Tuesday's lunch, a portion of French fries, a corn dog, which is actually not an actual hot dog, but a chicken dog inside the whole grain breading, green beans, a fruit cup, and another serving of milk, along with 2 packets each of ketchup and mustard. Wednesday's breakfast was a problem that he is trying to remedy. The breakfast pizza used to be 2 pieces, but when the state changed sodium requirements this year as compared to last, they could no longer squeeze in the 2 pieces of breakfast pizza under the allowed amount of sodium per meal. So they've had to cut it back to 1. They could add the banana and the rest of the meal as you saw there, but so far they've not been able to figure out a way to get the other piece of pizza, which students immediately missed, in there. But it was all due to the program requiring lower sodium amounts in the meals. And Wednesday's lunch, as was prepared: a piece of grilled chicken, a serving of rice, a serving of broccoli, a serving of grapes, a cookie, and a serving of milk. And then we get to this morning's menu: pancakes, the apple, topping for the pancakes, more apple juice, and another serving of milk. And for lunch, a calzone with an order of fries, a couple of packets of ketchup, the juice there, and the milk. I believe it might actually be a fruit cup of some sort. Nevertheless, this was what today's menu was. Now, going back to the complaints about children coming home hungry, Oliver says there are some options. One option for the lunch menu is a salad, which is already prepared. One side of dressing, a side of whole grain crackers as an option, he says. And there's also some other options or services that students can use that they are seeing, he says, some success with. One of those is allowing students to purchase extras at a cost, of course, to the student, and aka the parents. And the other is being able to share some items that students aren't eating.
Because of the new smart snack standards, we can offer to sell the entree item. So that's going to be your chicken sandwich, your corn dog, your grilled chicken, or your pizza calzone at lunch, or your main dishes at breakfast, your pancakes, your breakfast pizza, your French toast, or your sausage and biscuit. We can sell those entree items for extras at lunch and breakfast. The side items would have to meet the snack guidelines to be sold as extras. And there are some things that qualify and there are some things that don't. Like, we could easily sell the green beans, the broccoli, the grapes, any of the fruit. But some of the items, like the French fries, they don't qualify for that smart snack standards. So there are things that we can offer them as extras. But one of the biggest things that we're having success with is the share table. And students that come through the line and they get the items and they say, well, I don't want my oranges. Well, they can take their oranges and put them on the table. Other kids that want those can get them and get as much as they want. So that, you know, we're trying to do what we can to make sure that those students that don't get things at home can have a choice of things to eat. So the CEP program is a really good program because, first of all, every kid that wants to can eat a free meal. And even the kids that don't want to eat, if they'll come through and get a plate and put it up there, other kids can get it. Those that maybe that's the best meal they get all day. So keep that in mind, those kids that doesn't want to eat the food, maybe they bring a lunch or something, they come through, get a plate, we get reimbursement for that plate, and another kid gets to eat it.
And when I asked Oliver about the possibility of opting out of the CEP program, like we've heard of a very small number of other school districts doing, usually in wealthier areas, he says it's just not a viable solution for our school district and most.
CEP and the requirements for the meals are two different things. CEP is just based on, we've got so many free and reduced kids, we can get to feed them for free. Now, the meal pattern is part of the National School Lunch Program. So every school district that's part of the National School Lunch Program has to follow these guidelines. And even if we weren't in the CEP, we would have to offer these same meals. Only difference is that the kids that are free would get free, the kids that are reduced would pay the reduced price, and the kids that are paid would pay the full paid price for the same meal. You know, there's been some concerns expressed and saying, well, why don't you drop out of the National School Lunch Program? If we were to drop completely out of the National School Lunch Program and serve our own meal pattern, whatever we wanted to serve, we would have to charge every student that come through the line the full price. And to do that, you're looking at like $4 a plate at lunch and $2 or $3 at breakfast. So, I mean, you got those free kids that can't afford to do that. You got parents that's got 3 or 4 kids in school. You're looking at $6 a day per student, and it's just a burden that a lot of parents can't carry.
Another burden just on the entire school system, and Oliver, he says as well, is just trying to find foods that will work and fall under the guidelines for amount of sodium, amount of saturated fats, and caloric count. Last year, the grains for each meal, had 50% of them had to be whole grain. This year, Everything has to be whole grain, 100%, down to the breading on a corn dog, down to the crackers. And more adjustments, Oliver says, are coming, like the one I mentioned with the breakfast pizza. Sodium amounts have lowered from last year to this year, he says, and there are more adjustments coming that will continue to impact what they can serve.
Just an observation on my own, I thought that, and I didn't really discuss this with Oliver, that having all elementary, K through 8, falling into the same guidelines as far as portion sizes, different than that of the high school, is a bit of a stretch. Andrew's in the 6th grade, and I nearly look him in the eye, or he does me, and I'm not quite for certain as to having the same portions for small children. Kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, mind you, up through 8th grade is necessarily making it any easier for the school system. I figured that's probably a burden that's placed on them. The bottom line is that I just have a better understanding. There's no solution, I don't believe, at this point for myself or for the school system, who says they're doing absolutely everything they can. It's healthy food, and it's proportioned so. It might not be the tastiest of meals, but they say that they are trying to improve that very issue as well as others. And that is, of course, taking into account sodium and caloric factors, saturated fats as well. So I'll keep you posted. That, as of right now, though, is our understanding. And it looks as though it's not going to change with, as you heard a few moments ago, new guidelines creeping in over the next couple of years as they try to wean students toward healthier eating. I'll be right back with more of your news today after this.
Get ready and get set to go to the 11th Annual Magoffin County Community Day celebration, Saturday the 16th at the Rainey Park in Salyersville. It's the only place to be to see Larry Sparks and the Lonesome Ramblers and be among the very first to get his new CD marking 50 years in bluegrass. Plus, Blue Highway, Mountain Heart, Adkins and Loudermilk, Turning Ground, Hidden Steel, Black Powder Express, and the Dixie Bridge Band in the Bridge's final performance ever, all for only $10, plus chances to win cash, prizes, even a car, and some of the best food you could feast on. So get your tickets now at either location of the Salyersville National Bank and get your blanket or lawn chair, your friends and family to Community Day 2014.
I guess she always knew.
Save big at Premier Auto, an 02 Hyundai Sonata, only $37.50. An 07 Pontiac G5, only $39.50. And an 09 Buick LaCrosse, just $99.50. An 06 Rhino, only 1,200 miles, just $69.50. And 100 miles per gallon, no driver's license, and no insurance needed. New scooters cut $500 to just $995 at Premier Auto in Paintsville. Spend less time waiting or in line for your prescriptions or refills and get the care you need with the quality and convenience that matters most at Parkway Pharmacy, your exclusive provider of the finest in vitamins and supplements by Windmill Vitamins. Come in or drive through 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday or call Parkway Pharmacy 349-4400. Regardless of where you want to ride, you can be riding on a brand new Kawasaki or Polaris for less at M&M Power Sports in Staffordsville. New Kawasaki's for the dirt, the street, or both, and ATVs and side-by-sides for every stage of enthusiasts to fish, hunt, haul, or play. And with rebates up to $1,300 and financing as low as 3.99%, it's never been easier to ride it, buy it, and start your next adventure at Kentucky's Power Sports Authority since 1964, M&M Power Sports. Whether it's for you to relax and get away, or a place for all the kids to splash and play, or both, keep cool in your new pool with Baker's Pool Supply of Irvin. Nearly 40 years of experience and the highest quality products and services at prices the competition can't touch. Plus parts, cleaning, chemicals, repair, service, and maintenance for any pool of any age you already own. All for in-ground install specials at 1-800-633-7102 or go to bakerspoolsupply.com.
This is the month that every bright young man and lady looks forward to. It's back to school. It's here. And Appalachian Wireless has a smart way to start the school year. Right now, every smartphone, including the Samsung GS5 and even the shiny gold one that people stand in line for, is on sale for 50% off. That's half price on every smartphone at Appalachian Wireless. It's a smart way to start the school year. Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
Superior selection and superior service is what you'll find at Hutch, along with the best price on that new Silverado, Sierra, Tahoe, Yukon, Enclave, Terrain, Regal, Camaro, and all other new Chevys, GMCs, and Buicks. Drive your trade-in on over or check out HutchChevrolet.com. And coming soon, Hutch Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Isn't it time to buy Hutch? Couple of quick announcements and some other information before I leave you. Now, first off, I've got a pup who needs to be rescued of sorts. Now, this little fella, I don't know if it's a fella or not. That's really irrelevant. This puppy was stolen Tuesday from its home. Neighbors saw a white four-door Chevy. Now, the caller did not tell me if that was a truck or a car, and I will find out more details. But they saw this vehicle, white four-door Chevy, stop and pick up this 4-month-old boxer from the yard where his owners live. Now, this is on Route 40 at the 5-mile marker, I'm told, right across from Carol's Signs. 4-month-old boxer. Red, white, had a black collar on. If you've seen the animal, have any information, or may have seen something in that area, this was Tuesday of this week. Very simple phone number to remember. I've got it on file, and I'll put it up on the screen tomorrow if we haven't found the dog. 349-5050. 349-5050. And one announcement as well that I need to get in tonight. There is a revival this Friday night at There Is Hope Ministries. That's tomorrow evening at 7 with David Blackburn. Come and join them. And come just as you are. They're on Route 40, about a half mile from the Justice Center, headed towards Paintsville. Pastor Douglas Slusher and the congregation welcome you all to revival at There Is Hope Ministries. Funeral service announcements for this Thursday include those in honor of 90-year-old Reva Workman Mounts of Parkway Drive in Sagersville, who passed away on day before yesterday. She is survived by a brother here in Sagersville, Irvin Workman. Services are going to be held Friday morning at 11 at the Full Gospel Mission Church. Services will follow visitation, which begins for the public at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Visitation is also at the Full Mission Gospel Church. 94-year-old Elizabeth Minix Bailey of Royalton Road passed away Tuesday, preceded in death by her husband Corbett. She's survived by sons James Dale, Howard C., and Jackie Neal Bailey, and daughters Pauline Jackson, Barbara Gail Howard, and Linda K. Patrick. Visitation is this evening. Services start in her honor tomorrow afternoon at 1 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And I've just received word of the passing of 87-year-old Bert Blair Minix of Alger, Ohio. He passed away on yesterday's date. Born here in Sagersville, he's left to mourn by his wife Betty Faye Arnett Minix, daughters Brenda Schwartz and Deborah Roberts, and son Terry Minix. Funeral services for Bert Blair Minix are going to be held Sunday afternoon at 1 from the chapel of the Sagersville Funeral Home. Burial is going to follow in the following services in the Arnett Cemetery in Sagersville. Visitation for friends is at after 4 o'clock and until 7 on Friday at the Lafayette Missionary Baptist Church in Ohio, and then from the chapel of the Sagersville Funeral Home on Sunday from 11 up until the time of services. Magoffin Chapter DAV, Chapter 15 of the DAV, will be giving military rights the day of services. And lastly, and once again, more news than time allows for. We saw showers today, part of a cold front coming through, and it's just about over. We're going to see some showers changing over to some sprinkles. We've already seen the sun come back out as of the 6 o'clock hour, a low of 54. Look for a little patchy fog late tonight, very early tomorrow. And here's your Friday, folks. It's a winter, start to finish, with the exception of a little AM fog. Mostly sunny, 78 degrees, clear skies late, 58 for your low. A beautiful day and a beautiful prelude to a beautiful community day on Saturday. With highs right around 82 degrees, mostly sunny, partly cloudy late, a low of 65. Sunday still in the mid-80s, 66. Right now, partly sunny and a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Sunday can't seem to make up its mind. It's going to be more clouds than sun. Right now, we're holding out for the latter. And then we'll get into the mid-80s and a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout much of next week. But for now, that's my time. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We'll see you back here and wrap up this week tomorrow night for more of Your News Today.